All right, so I ordered this Roland VS-2400 CD off eBay, and it was listed as parts or repair. It in the listing it said that it had a broken optical drive and some controls that weren't working. I wasn't able to get a lot more information from the seller. I guess he didn't actually ever really use it. It was given to him. It was very inexpensive, so I figured I'd try it and see if I could get it back to working order. And maybe I can fix it and use it. Maybe I can use it as is. I don't know. Let's take a look at it. But I got the box in today, and it looks a little worse for wear. The box itself, anyway. So let's get it open and get it on the bench and see what the state of this thing is. All right, so this is the 2400 that was listed as, well, broken. The CD drive apparently broken, and also said that there was a couple of controls that didn't work. The box isn't in super awesome condition after its trek through the postal service, but I haven't opened it yet. This has just got the tape cut on it, so I'm just going to take a look and see. Hopefully it's not. Oh, I guess I didn't quite get all the tape cut. Yeah. All right. Oh, son of a. All right. Force over finesse. All right, so let's see how well she's packed. First of all, it's big. I haven't quite got enough space in this counter here. Let's paper out of here. Looks like he did a half decent job. I don't know. It doesn't have a lot of packing around the edges here, but looks like it might be all right. All right, what I'm going to do, I guess, is it's all wrapped up in bubble wrap. But that's definitely a 2400 in there. Sure looks like one. All right, I'm going to take this out and get it up to the bench and start over up there. All right, well, I got some light on her now, at least. Fly. It's not the cleanest unit I've ever seen. Just going through and just feeling everything. Nothing seems obviously damaged or broken. Obviously, we got the damage that was pictured in the listing, so that's not a surprise. The CD drive, obviously broken. I don't know if it's completely broken or if I can actually get this. I mean, obviously the faceplate is missing. Maybe I can get it to work. If I can get it to eject, I don't know. We'll see. And if not, I found them online for fairly inexpensive. So I'm going to steal the power cable from my 3D printer, make sure this thing is off. And let's plug her in. And let's see. Oh, I got headphones. Wait. All right, we're going to use some vintage headphones. Ooh, so dust. Vintage headphones with our vintage audio gear. Let me see if I can find the headphone jack here. Optical. Somewhere it's going to say one of these is a headphone. I guess I got to look at the back. Phones. And it says it right there. Phones. Okay. Yeah, ready to turn this thing on and see what it does. All right, here we go. We're going to turn it on. I haven't done this yet, so here we go. First time. Power switch. There we go. First time. Lighting up. I'm hearing hard drive spinning. Maybe fan screens lit up. Nope. V Studio. It's coming to life somewhat. I don't know how long these normally take. I've never opened one of these up or actually laid hands on one of these, so this is going to be all new. I don't
Don't know what to expect out of its boot process, how long this usually takes, but it has a mechanical hard drive, so it can't be like super speedy, I imagine. Oh, I see a flashing light over here. It says yes. So we're going to go ahead and hit that, I guess. Now it's got a disk light flashing over here. Okay. So that's doing something. Oh, we got faders moving. Huh. All right. That works. So our shuttle dial works. Okay. Play. Perhaps there's nothing to play. It does slide up. It is playing. I don't hear anything, but I don't see anything on the screen either. Maybe there's nothing to play. Stop button works. Alright, so let's try messing with the fader buttons and see how many of these guys move. Ooh. They all move. Well, that's good news. I imagine the fader, the master. Oh. Yeah, they sound funny. I don't know if that's how they normally sound. But and they move really slow. I don't know if they're normally faster than that, but they do move. So that's interesting. So I'm wondering which of these controls don't work. So let me just go through all the buttons. I don't know what these are supposed to do, if anything. Maybe a different mode. Oh, look at that. All right, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, so we're just gonna see how many of these. All right, so these buttons all seem to be working. Oop. Yep, they are all working so far. All right, I like it. A couple of these might be a little wonky. I don't know what these do. Oop, there we go. Pushed it. All right, so I think it's time for me to watch a tutorial to figure out how these things work, because so far the only thing I see wrong with it is obviously the CD. Beyond that, however, all these faders seem to be moving. When I switch them from, they all move, make funny noises, but they're moving. Um, and I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea how this thing works. So, but it's cool. It works. It seems to mostly work. So we'll see if I can find other stuff wrong with it. If it just turns out to be the CD, then hallelujah, we'll have a really easy fix here. But I have a feeling that there's something else wrong with it as well, and we're going to go and find out exactly what that is. I'm going to do a thorough run through of the manual first, I guess, and then I'll go and take a look through all the features and functions on this thing and give it the full Doug DeMuro treatment, I guess. Okay, we got display. Takes quite a while for this thing to boot up. All right, so we got a battery low warning here. That's not a big surprise, and it wants me to hit enter or yes. So we're going to click that. Okay, everything lit up. The project loaded. You can see I've got external VGA monitor attached, and it's showing the project, and I guess everything is supposed to show. I again have no idea what I'm doing with this thing. So I've played with this a bit, and I've found that it's less broken than it was reported to be. So actually, it was listed as having a broken CD drive, and you can see that in fact it is missing that front plate. But if I can get the button, right, I can eject it. I have put a CD in it, and I imagine you can't tell, but there is a track burned on it. So I was successfully able to burn a project. You can see the light flashes with this CD drive to that disk. That disk right there has, I don't know if it's this project or not. I can't remember which project I loaded up, but there's a bunch of projects on the hard drive that I loaded and tried to play. Now, there are a couple of things that are bad with it. So the play button, eventually, there it goes. Okay, so the play button, kind of iffy, but you can see it is now playing. The other buttons, the stop button seems to be fine. Record button seems to be fine. Most of these buttons are all functional on here except for one other button, and that is this F1 button. And let's see, what does it say? Input is what it says it is assigned to right now. Oh, it works. Okay, so okay, it didn't work that time. There it goes. Okay, so less of an issue because it like every third or second time you press it, it does actually work. The play button, however, though, is much more of a problem. That time it wasn't too bad, but the stop button seems to work okay. So mostly the rest of it seems to be fine. I've noticed a little bit of a scratchy potentiometer on the headphones level. But other than that, I've only really used the first channel input, and I did record something. I set up a microphone and plugged it into channel 1 and recorded it onto track 3 because that's the routing that was already set up. And I did manage to get, it wasn't that one. I can't remember where. Oh, I got a shift. I can't remember how this thing works. At any rate, there is a way to get into the routing, and that shows up on the big monitor as well. I can't remember how to do it. I fumbled into it the first time, so I'm sure I'll fumble into it again. The faders, if you watch the faders move, they're very slow and very noisy. Not like a lot of the ones I've seen on YouTube videos where they seem to move much more quickly, and these are awful noisy. I don't know if these are supposed to be. See if I can get it right down to it. You can hear them. So I don't know. They all work, or at least they all seem to move. I don't know if all the faders are good as far as passing audio. Um, but it does seem to pretty much work. I was able to make a little bit of a recording. I don't have speakers hooked up to it, but I do have my vintage headphones. Actually, these headphones are older than this console. But they did produce audio when I played any of these projects back, so it is a functioning device here. The only real damage physically on it is this uh, drive, optical drive, and on the back it has this broken piece here, and perhaps I can replace this whole side. Maybe more likely I'll just epoxy it, and it'll be fine. The question is then, do I do something about the play button? Because that seems to be the biggest issue with the device, is just that play button is so unresponsive. Now it does have presumably a clickable button on the screen. I don't have a mouse to plug into this because this has PS2 mouse and keyboard ports instead of USB. So I searched high and low. I could not find an adapter. So I'm gonna acquire one of those hopefully today, and I'll be able to plug a mouse into it, and I'll be able to test and see if whether I can just click on the screen on the mouse with the mouse on the play button and see if it just plays, and then maybe the play button isn't such a big deal. But I would like to replace it probably, or fix it. I'm not sure. I haven't had this apart, so I don't know how it's set up in there or what the button looks like, and whether it's easy to replace this or not, and whether or not I can even get the part. So that's all unknown to me. I'm going to go probably hunt around on the forums, see if somebody knows where to get parts for this. If anybody knows and wants to put in the comments, feel free to do so. But this is sort of project number one for the vintage gear recording studio. And when I say vintage gear, I mean sort of stuff that I was looking at when I had my recording studio set up 20 years ago.